And as always in cases like this, the line between rumor and reality remains something that viewers must carefully consider before forming conclusions. The story continues to circulate, but the truth behind it remains unverified. And in the world of viral content, sometimes the mystery itself is what keeps the conversation alive. This kind of situation also highlights how quickly information spreads in the digital era. A single claim, even without confirmation, can travel across millions of users within hours. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook often amplify such stories because they trigger emotional responses such as curiosity, surprise, or shock. In many cases, audiences don't just engage with the story itself, but also with the possibility of what might be behind it. That what-if factor becomes a driving force behind clicks, comments, and shares. This is why content creators often face a challenge. On one side, there's pressure to create engaging, attention-grabbing content. On the other side, there's responsibility to avoid misleading or unverified claims. The balance between these two is what separates sustainable channels from short-term viral spikes. In stories involving high-profile families like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, this balance becomes even more important. Their lives are already heavily covered by global media, and any additional narrative tends to spread quickly, whether it is fully verified or not. Interestingly, most viral discussions like this follow a similar pattern. First, a claim appears online. Then it is shared across social media platforms. After that, it is picked up by commentary channels and reaction videos. Finally, it becomes part of a larger online discussion loop where people debate its truthfulness. But as the cycle continues, the original source often becomes unclear. People start reacting to reactions rather than to confirmed facts. This is where misinformation or exaggeration can sometimes grow unintentionally. Because of this, viewers are increasingly encouraged to look for reliable sources before accepting any viral claim as truth. Verified interviews, official statements, and credible news outlets remain the most trustworthy way to confirm such stories. In the case of the Nanny-related claims surrounding Lilibet, there has been no official statement or verified report confirming any public disclosure of private incidents. That means the story remains within the boundaries of online speculation rather than established fact. However, the discussion itself reveals something important about modern media culture. People are deeply interested in the personal lives of public figures, especially when those lives are kept private. The less information available, the more curiosity builds. This curiosity is what often drives engagement on platforms like YouTube. Even without confirmation, narratives can gain massive traction simply because they are emotionally interesting or mysterious. For content creators, this creates both opportunity and risk. While such topics can attract large audiences, they must be handled carefully to avoid crossing into misinformation. Responsible storytelling focuses more on analysis, context, and discussion rather than presenting rumors as facts. At the same time, audiences also play a role in shaping what becomes viral. The more people click, watch, and share a video, the more the algorithm pushes it forward. This is why even controversial or unverified topics can sometimes outperform factual but less engaging content. In the end, this situation reflects a larger truth about the internet age. Information travels faster than verification. Stories can become global conversations before their accuracy is fully confirmed. That is why critical thinking has become more important than ever. Instead of accepting every viral claim at face value, it is important to question, verify, and understand the context behind it. As for this particular story, it remains part of ongoing online discussion, but without confirmed evidence or official acknowledgement. Until such information emerges, it should be viewed as speculative commentary rather than verified reality. And perhaps that is what keeps these stories alive: the uncertainty, the mystery, and the human tendency to fill in the gaps with imagination. In conclusion, this entire discussion around Lilibet's former nanny reflects more about today's digital world than it does about confirmed events. It shows how quickly narratives can form, how fast they can spread, and how strongly they can capture public attention, even when official verification is missing. For audiences, the most important thing is awareness. Not every viral story online is supported by evidence, and not every trending topic reflects confirmed reality. In the age of social media, information and speculation often exist side by side, and it becomes a viewer's responsibility to understand the difference. At the same time, it is also clear why such stories become popular. They involve well-known public figures, a sense of mystery, and the idea of hidden behind-the-scenes moments. These elements naturally attract curiosity and engagement, which is exactly how online content goes viral. But as interesting as these narratives may be, they should always be viewed with a balanced mindset. Enjoy the discussion, explore different perspectives, but also stay aware of what is confirmed and what is still unverified. Because in the end, the most powerful tool in the digital world is not just information, it is understanding. And until any official or verified statement comes forward regarding these claims, this story remains part of online speculation and public conversation rather than established fact. It all began when whispers started circulating online about a former nanny who had once worked closely around Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's household during the early years of their daughter Lilibet's life. For years, there was almost complete silence from anyone who had been inside their private domestic world. But recently, that silence appeared to shift. According to online discussions and unverified claims shared across social platforms, the nanny allegedly decided to speak publicly about her experiences. What makes this story so widely discussed is not just the people involved, but the idea that someone from inside a very private royal environment might be revealing unseen moments behind closed doors. Many supporters of the royal family believe that staff members usually sign strict confidentiality agreements, which makes any public statement rare and significant. That is why even small mentions of speaking out quickly gain massive attention online. In these circulating narratives, it is suggested that the nanny observed moments that were not visible to the public eye. However, it is important to note that none of these claims have been officially confirmed by the individuals involved or their representatives. Still, the curiosity around royal life continues to fuel massive online engagement. Part of the fascination comes from how different public life appears compared to private reality. To the outside world, royal families are often seen through carefully managed appearances, photographs, and official events. But behind those images, there's always a private household structure, staff routines, and personal dynamics that the public rarely gets to see. This gap between public perception and private reality is what makes stories like this spread so quickly. People naturally become curious when they think there might be something hidden beyond the polished image. Online commentary surrounding this topic has also been fueled by previous interviews, documentaries, and media reports about life within royal circles. Over time, this has created a strong narrative environment where even small rumors can turn into widely discussed topics. Some viewers interpret such stories as emotional or dramatic revelations, while others remain skeptical, pointing out that without direct confirmation, these remain only claims circulating on the internet. What is clear, however, is a level of public interest. Whenever anything is connected to high-profile figures like Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, or their children, global attention increases instantly. This is not unusual in today's digital world, where celebrity-related content often spreads faster than verified news. As the discussion continues online, many people are also questioning the credibility of anonymous or unnamed sources. In most responsible reporting, identities, documents, and verified statements are required before drawing conclusions. Without those elements, it remains impossible to confirm the accuracy of such narratives. Still, the idea of an insider perspective remains powerful. It creates curiosity, debate, and emotional reactions across audiences worldwide. That is why such stories continue to trend, even when official confirmation is missing. Over time, similar claims have surfaced in various forms involving different members of high-profile families. Most of them eventually fade away due to lack of evidence, while some remain part of online discussion culture for years. In this case, the conversation around Lilibet's former nanny reflects a broader pattern in media consumption today. People are not only interested in facts, but also in behind-the-scenes stories, even if those stories are incomplete or speculative. As viewers, it becomes important to balance curiosity with critical thinking. Every viral claim online does not necessarily reflect verified reality. Sometimes, narratives grow simply because they are engaging, emotional, or mysterious. At the same time, the public's interest in royal life is unlikely to disappear. The combination of privacy, fame, and global attention ensures that even small rumors can become major talking points. For now, there is no official confirmation supporting the idea that any nanny has made formal public revelations about private incidents. Until such verified information appears, these discussions remain part of online speculation and media conversation. In conclusion, this entire discussion around Lilibet's former nanny is a clear example of how modern online storytelling works in the age of fast information. It is less about confirmed facts and more about how narratives are formed, shared, and interpreted by global audiences. What starts as a small claim or an online post can quickly turn into a trending topic within hours. Once it reaches large platforms like YouTube or social media feeds, it begins to evolve. Different creators add commentary, reactions, and interpretations, and slowly the original context can become blurred or mixed with opinion. This is why it is always important to understand the difference between verified information and online discussion content. Verified information comes from official sources, direct statements, or credible reporting. On the other hand, discussion content is based on interpretation, speculation, or unconfirmed claims circulating on the internet. In high-profile cases involving public figures like Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and their family, attention is always significantly higher. Even small mentions can attract global curiosity because audiences feel emotionally connected or interested in their personal lives. This natural curiosity is what often drives engagement, clicks, and viral reach. However, with this level of attention also comes responsibility, especially for creators and viewers. Content creators must be careful not to present speculation as fact, while viewers must remain aware that not everything trending online is fully verified. Another important factor is how algorithms work. Platforms like YouTube promote content based on engagement, watch time, clicks, likes, and comments. This means that emotionally engaging stories often spread faster than neutral or informational ones, even if they are not fully verified. This creates a cycle where curiosity drives clicks, clicks drive reach, and reach further amplifies the story. Over time, this cycle can make even uncertain or incomplete narratives appear more significant than they actually are. In the case of the claims surrounding Lilibet's nanny, there has been no official confirmation or verified statement from any reliable source. That means all current discussions remain within the category of online speculation and public commentary. Still, the reason this topic gains attention is understandable. It combines elements of mystery, privacy, and public interest, all of which are powerful drivers of digital engagement. People naturally want to know what happens behind closed doors, especially in families that are constantly in the public eye. But it is also important to remember that curiosity should be balanced with critical thinking. Instead of accepting every viral claim as truth, audiences should consider where the information comes from, whether it is verified, and whether it is being presented as fact or opinion. As digital media continues to grow, this skill becomes even more important. The internet gives us access to more information than ever before, but it also requires us to filter and evaluate that information carefully. Ultimately, stories like this remind us that not everything viral is factual, and not everything factual goes viral. The most responsible approach is to stay informed, stay curious, but also stay aware. And until any verified or official information is released regarding these claims, this entire discussion should be understood as part of ongoing online conversation rather than confirmed reality. Because in the digital world, the line between truth and speculation is often thin, and it is up to the audience to read that line wisely. In the end, what matters most is not just what we hear, but how carefully we choose to understand it.